welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in at everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, Safaree, what kind of acting was that? It was absolutely disgraceful. I was like, is this supposed to be a real scene of you having an emotional moment? Because it's definitely not given. It definitely wasn't given. And Eliza, let's talk about people. Well, go on, people, my creative crew. Let's talk about Love and Hip Hop Miami. Last week I was talking about how it's just giving very much fake and phony with a bit of sprinkle of the truth. And the acting that we saw at the end of the episode was definitely giving fake and phony. But before we get to that part, let me just do a quick recap. So we start off when we see Brooks in the studio. You know, she's working on her music. Marcus is there too. And obviously he's not too impressed with some of the song lyrics because she's talking about she's on her knees, you know, with her man, but not her man, but it's your man. He's like, well, your wife with kids. I don't know if that's the message that you want to be putting out there. Then we see Brooke tells Marcus, you know, talk to Safaree because the whole mix-up that happened at their pajama party, and she's just annoyed that, you know, the fight happened and all the girls are kind of messaging her, trying to get them on their side. So that's Eliza and Amara. We also see MJ meet up with Estelita, and it turns out he used to see her back in the day. And she's talking about how, you know, she's in Miami doing her business and how her sugar daddy has passed away and he left her money. She's trying to sort all that out. And she's also talking about, you know, the whole mix-up that happened at the pajama party at Brooke's house with Amara and Eliza, saying that, you know, it was embarrassing for Amara, basically. MJ is just saying that, you know, it's Amara's karma because, you know, obviously she broke his heart. So, you know, he doesn't mind her seeing her hurt, I guess, because he feels like, you know, she knows how he feels now. Estelita was also, interestingly, confirming some of the rumours about Fable, saying that it's all true. The interview with Tasha K that she did with his fiance, that it's all true, and how he's been banging girls in Miami and just a bit of a hot mess. And also shares with him how, you know, she was cool with Shay and then she ghosted her, and, you know, she wants to know what Shay's problem is, basically. We will see Trick meet up with Trina because we know that the last meet up didn't really happen because she took hours to turn up. And so it was Trina's brother who organised the sit down for Trick and Trina, but it didn't go very well. Because Trina's acting like a shit domestic as usual, and she's misbooked and busy, and she's, you know, in demand. So she doesn't want to do the concert that he's putting on. And of course, he ain't too happy about that. But she don't seem like she gives a flying flip. We also see the sisters, Flo and Gael. Now, Gael is a joker because she's telling Flo, oh, well, you know, I saw Claudia and I checked her. You didn't check her. You didn't say much to her. You were too busy lipsing her and filling her up. So I'm like, this is a very interesting situation because you failed to mention any of that. You know, Flo saying that she never should have trusted Claudia, and Gael saying basically, you know, I told you so, and Flo saying, yeah, you were right. And then of course Gael was going on about, you know, did Flo take Shay to see the Mumbo to do this whole voodoo thing? She's basically saying that she don't really like Shay, she don't really trust Shay, but Gael has got her eyes on Fable. This is why she don't like Shay. She's chatting about Fable is too good for her. I'm like, Fable's out here swinging his penis, sounds like. So she just sounds like she wants to smash him herself. That's what it sounds like to me. So I'm thinking, I can see that you and Shay may potentially catch up over Fable at this point. Marlon pops out of the restaurant and goes to talk to Flo separately, asking Flo, you know, why she's not been around and she's not answering the phone. He's been calling her every hour. She didn't answer the phone, and he was saying how she was being disrespectful by being with Claudia, and obviously Flo's reminding him about all his cheating and the fact that he still has an alleged child as well. He basically saying everybody's not perfect, and she's saying the divorce is still on. Now, we all see Brooke meet with Amara, and, you know, Amara apologises to Brooke for the whole mix-up that happened at her house, and obviously it wasn't really Amara's fault. She didn't start it, but, you know, she obviously was involved in it because it got brought to her table, essentially. Eliza joins them afterwards. She's coming in like it's all good, like, oh, hi, ladies. I'm like, So Amara's just glaring at her. Eliza says that it was Safaree that reached out to her. So I'm like, we need to rewind this because I'm pretty sure it was Eliza saying that she's going to jump into Safaree's DMs because she knows that, you know, Amara's not talking to her and Amara's ghosted her, so she don't owe her no loyalty. But that's not what she said to her. She said that it was Safaree that hit her up. So Amara's asking her, you know, don't you think that it's wrong what you did? She's saying she don't think it's wrong. She then decides to FaceTime Safaree, saying that she's here with Amara and asking, you know, didn't you tell me there was nothing going on between you and Amara? So, of course, Safaree's like, well, I didn't say that. So she's vexed now because she feels like she's embarrassed. But when she comes off the phone, you know, she's still trying to hold her side, making excuses for breaking girl code, you know, saying, well, Mara wasn't there, she ghosted her, she hadn't responded to her. And Mara kind of starts to cry and break down and says that she's just been dealing with a lot between her kids and, you know, all the stuff she's been dealing with. Eliza does eventually apologise and, you know, gives her a hug. I'm just like, I'd still be side-eyeing that because she didn't care at first. You were saying you didn't see nothing wrong with what you're doing. Which you did know you was wrong because last week you were saying you were thinking about telling her, you didn't know how to do it and all this kind of stuff. So you knew what you was doing. Next we see MJ. He's gone to his mum's house. He's telling her that, you know, he's hearing a lot of stuff about Fable. Then Shay arrives shortly after that. Of course, she gets defensive when they bring up the fact that, with MJ brings up the fact that he met with Estelita and Estelita's been filling him in on what's happening with Fable. She starts getting defensive and kicking off. Her mum basically says, you know, is he in the past? Like, can you confirm he's in the past? She's like, it's not no one's business. She don't trust Eliza. Eliza's a scammer. And, you know, if she wants to be with who she wants to be with, she's going to be with who she wants to be with. You know, telling her mum, well, you went back with dad, and telling her brother that, you know, he's run a bunch of hoes and prostitutes. I'm just like, this is just a hot mess. Anyway, she's there cussing up about Estelita, saying how she's a scammer. MJ saying, you know, you should just try and meet up with her and try and, you know, hash it out. And she's cussing about she ain't meeting up with none of his hoes. After that, we see a scene of Eliza going to link up with Safari in the gym. She's gone to hot him up, basically, and, you know, go off on him about what's happened because she feels like, you know, he embarrassed her by his response because obviously he really told her to keep it on the down low. So she should have kind of clocked it from there. She's saying to him, well, you know, I thought that we were friends and they met each other's kids and she thought that she was like, you know, building something with him. And Safari is talking about, you know, he's being attacked and all this nonsense. It's just like, please, just man up. And then at the end of their argument, you know, once they're outside and he's walking off, going back to the car, you know, she starts kind of going off on him again, banging on the car door. He opens it, he's talking to her, and he calls her a Maron. I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but she wasn't impressed with that. So she's like, right, I'm done. Then we see a scene with Shay. Shay is moaning about people are trashing her and, you know, talking about her man and all this stuff. But of course she goes downstairs with her baby girl and he's down there preparing breakfast for her. So they're back together. So let the clownery continue. Because what's really going on? But the producer made me laugh because the producer was very shady, chatting about, well, you're back with him, did the voodoo work then? I was thinking, yeah, must have worked because the man came back with a quickness, right? So your little voodoo mambo visit, it might have worked. The ending scene was Safari and Marcus, because obviously we know that Brooke asked Marcus to speak to Safari. So he's gone in there with his, you know, relationship coaching hat on, you know, trying to get through to Safari. He tells him about the whole madness at the party with the girls fighting and being upset because obviously, you know, it's all over him and his foolishness and him sleeping with Eliza, which is Amara's friend, or, you know, I'd use that term very loosely. So why is Safari acting like he is the victim in all this? I thought it was interesting that Marcus said that I think you're still dealing with the aftermath of your divorce and, you know, saying that he thinks Safari's numb and writing about it's not fair and, you know, no one hears him out. Marcus is trying to hear him out and he gets up and starts shouting with his bad acting. It was very bad acting. Just like, you were just filming a movie. So I don't know what you like in this movie, but this scene here, it wasn't any good. Like, seriously, go back to the drawing board. I don't even know how you let that even get aired. It was terrible. And I thought, okay, he's always got to be dramatic. But this time, however, he was a bit smarter. He didn't fling no chairs because if you remember what happened when he flung a chair last time, it came back and licked him back in his backside. So, yeah, so I just found Safari's whole scene just irritating. Just going like a big idiot out there, you know, shouting, hollering, just looking ridiculous. It's like, hey boy, you created all this yourself, you know, it's all on you because you are dipping into this one, dipping into that one. And now you're talking about all these girls. Mm-hmm. Accountability. It was just whatever episode to me. I just feel like Trina needs to, you know, come down a peg or two and just chill out a little, please. Safari needs to man up and be accountable for the stuff that he's created, this whole little mix-up. And Eliza, yeah, she apologised to Mara, but I would still be watching her and keeping her at a distance because that is not good friendship moves. But anyway, people, of course, I had to look at social media and see what they were saying on there. So here are some tweets that made me giggle. So, people, what do you think of the show? I still feel like Miami is just like, you know, it's like I said, it's a bit of fakery mixed in with a sprinkle of maybe truths here and there. But yeah, it's a lot going on. And what do you think about Shay being back with her clown man, Fable, who seems to be swinging his peen from Milwaukee to Miami? What do you think about that? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.